Okay, this video is going to be a total banger today. Okay, it might even ruffle some feathers, but I'm going to make it anyways. I'm going to take the heat, I'm going to take the backlash that'll probably come with it, and I'm just going to speak the truth. Okay, today I'm going to be showing you the only or the main leverage, okay, that women have over you in 2023 when it comes to dating. Some of you may think this is the main leverage that they have. Some of you might actually think that this is the only leverage that they have and agree with me on this point. Regardless, you need to know and you need to understand this. Your value as a man is going to be dictated on specific moves that you play in life. And the moves that you play in life, you have to know right from wrong to get XYZ desired outcome that you want. Okay, this video is intended for growth. So if you're a man on your self-improvement journey, if you're committed to actually chasing excellence, if you're committed to learning, okay, and actually applying what I teach you in these videos in real life, I want you to comment the word growth right below this video, okay? Because at the end, I'm going to be tying all of these points together and I'm going to be showing you specifically the main leverage that they have and how you can apply this to your dating life to actually get ahead in the right ways without being evil or without being manipulative, okay? You need to know and understand this. It is extremely, extremely important. Okay, what we have to do is we have to break this up into two subcategories before I can tell you what this leverage is. The first subcategory that we're going to be talking about today, okay, is specifically what women want in a man, and we're going to be following this with what all men do. Only when you put these two pieces of the puzzle together are you now able to actually understand the leverage and what this is. This is so important. Stay with me for this entire video. You're going to learn a crap ton, okay? Number one, okay, what women actually want in a man. I'm going to be explaining why you need to know and understand this. The first thing that all women want is they want one specific man to fully want them. Okay, say that with me. One specific man to fully want them. Now, I have the word one specific underlined because when I say one specific, this right here in and of itself represents hypergamy. Okay, hypergamy is basically that woman, okay, wanting, desiring the highest value or the highest level mate that she can get. This is exactly why a woman can have an inbox, a direct message inbox on Instagram with 1,000 options, 10,000 options, guys constantly giving her validation. Okay, it does not matter. The one guy that she wants has to want her. That's what she wants. She wants the one specific man that she wants to also want her. This is what they want, okay? They want one specific man to fully want them. Just because they can get validation from anybody does not necessarily mean that they're not staying up at night about one specific man, okay? This is what you have to know going into this. That right there, in a nutshell, is hypergamy. This right here will bring me to my second specific point, okay? All women want to feel chosen. Why am I saying that they want to feel chosen? Because this, in a nutshell, represents validation. Okay, when I say feel chosen, okay, a woman does not want to feel like she could just win you over so easily. A woman will always want to feel as if she was picked out of the group. So this is also why women like high-value men and why it's so appealing to a woman to know that a high-value man or a man who has status, maybe a man who has fame, a man who has success, or a man who has money, a man who has a big social circle, a man who's recognized, a man who's well-known. When that specific individual is willing to choose that woman and bring her specifically into his life out of all of the options that he could have, this is extremely special to a woman. Now, you have to understand this because when they're chosen, okay, being chosen makes them feel special, and every woman wants to feel special. You're going to notice this. If you take a woman out on a date and she knows that you had an ex, okay, and she goes, "Oh, I heard you took your ex here," or "Oh, did you really take your ex here?" Okay, little things like that 100% start to twist the woman's brain, and she's going to think, "Oh, I'm not as special as the other girl," or "I'm the same," or I'm getting the same sort of events, I'm getting the same sort of dates, I'm getting the same sort of treatment. This is just common. There's nothing special here. Okay, women want to feel like they were selected. They want to feel chosen. They want to feel validated. They want to feel special. Okay, they want every single meaning that they have with that man to feel like it means something to them. You have to know and you have to understand this going in, because these little nuances choices in how you communicate with them dictate the success that you have inside or outside of the bedroom. I don't care. This dictates if she wants to sleep with you. This will dictate if you get a second, third, or fourth date. This right here will dictate if you have a girlfriend one day. All of this is important. So what am I getting at? What I'm getting at is this. If women want to feel chosen, they want to feel special, and doing so makes them feel validated, all women one day most likely want to be married. Okay, this is the last point of the first topic we have to cover of what women want. They all want to be married. Okay, and the reason being is this. When they feel chosen and they feel like a high-value man is in their life, the biggest thing that they want to do is lock him down because there's good chance of survival and his genes are probably good to replicate. This is basic 101 that you have to know. So I'm going to make a quick analogy of what's going on right now in the world. Here's the analogy. Okay, the analogy is I want you to imagine a kid who's spoiled rotten. Maybe he's 5 or 6 years old and he gets everything that he wants. And he wants a brand new Xbox. Parents don't make him work for it at all. They don't make him do chores. They don't say, hey, you got to go out one day and get a job and save up for that. They don't teach him any lessons about life. All they do is they just go and they buy him that Xbox. Okay, the analogy, okay, I want this to stick in your head. This is what's happening a lot to a lot of women, is they're getting what they want without a lot of investment reciprocated. So let's bring this to point number 2. What is it that all men do today? Well, the first thing that all men do is all men today sit in scarcity. They sit and they cry and they complain that they can't attract anybody. And if they do talk to one girl, they're scared the entire time that this is the only woman that's ever going to come into their life. They're sitting in scarcity. And that girl can tell with the texts, the type of conversations. A lot of times women can even tell just in your tonality if you waver or if you don't waver. You have to understand this first and foremost, okay? Most men sit in scarcity. And the second thing that they do on top of this is they think that girls are hard to get. If you have these two belief systems instantly, you're going to set yourself up for failure, and I'm going to explain why. If you believe women are hard to get, you're going to operate as such. You're going to operate in scarcity. You're going to operate thinking with the default lower value mindset going into these interactions thinking, oh, they don't like me. You're going to be thinking that no matter what, it's not going to work out. That's your belief system. That's what's going to show up in your tonality. Now let's reverse this. Let's say you think that women are easy to get, even high value women, attractive women. If you wake up every day and you go, you know what? I'm a cool guy. These girls are easy to get. They're easy to talk to. That's also going to show up in your mannerisms and in your tonality. But we don't have that today. We have men who are sitting in scarcity, sad. They're sitting alone and they're not taking any risks in life to go out and actually get what they want. This is not good. Okay. What also happens to most men, okay, is they commit to the very first girl that they talk to. Okay, they commit to the first girl that they see. They're in these exclusive relationships, and all of a sudden they wonder why. All of a sudden there's pullbacks, there's tests. All of a sudden she doesn't like him. Okay, this brings me to the final point. What is the only leverage? Okay, what is the main leverage that women have when it comes to dating in 2023? The only leverage, okay, is if you commit or if you don't. I need this to sink in. Your ability to say, yes, I am exclusively committing to you. I'm giving you my time. I'm giving you my energy. I'm giving you my value. I'm giving you my resources. I'm going to be there. And you know what? Out of all of the girls I could be with, I'm going to take my time out of my day and I've selected you. I'm going to spend it with you. That is the only leverage that you have to control and that they want from you. Okay? The only leverage is if you commit. You have to learn how to use that to your advantage. I'm telling you this from firsthand experience. Girls do not want a guy who is won over too easy. And oftentimes, if you go into these interactions and you reference my analogy and you look at the situation, and my analogy is the kid who gets the Xbox without doing anything for it, you have to look at your past relationships with girls and say, hey, was I quick to commit without that woman doing anything to win me over, without that woman showing me any soft or sweet sides that I'm looking for? So this is what you have to remember in order to get ahead, but not only to get ahead, to make sure that the relationship cohesion is smooth. You have to understand this. Women want it that way. Girls do not want a guy who's won over super quick, so quick to commit. like she wants a challenge or even sometimes a little bit of a chase. And the reason being is because if she feels as if you have other options and you're weighing those options and truly dating, just as most women do, is they actually date. Oh, I got a date on Tuesday. I got a date on Thursday. I'm talking to this guy on Snapchat. I'm talking to that guy on Instagram. I'm texting that guy. This guy FaceTimed me. If you actually say, hey, I'm going to come from a dating life of abundance, I'm going to select who's best for me, and then I'm going to make my decision forward, she's going to value your time and attention far more than if you're just another Joe Blow who just says, you know what, first girl that I get and go out on a date with, if we laughed and we had chemistry, you know what, I'm just ready to be locked down and marry her, regardless of anything else. You cannot look at yourself like that. You need to have more value to you, and you need to say, hey, am I doing things in my life to dictate if I get to use this leverage or not? Okay. There's not, also when it comes to a woman, there's also there's like an edge that a guy has when he knows that he has the power to dictate to commit to if he will commit or if he won't. That's very appetizing to a woman. If she sees that, like you're willing to exercise that, like, I don't know if I'm going to commit or not. A lot of times that tension leads to, even intimacy. It leads to escalation. This is just how life works. So you have to understand these two pieces of the puzzle. What I encourage you at this point in the video is I encourage you to do two things. The first thing, if you have not commented what I told you to comment below already, you need to go and do so. Okay. The second thing that you need to do is you need to go and watch the MBT webinar. Okay. Down below. It stands for MBT, Masculine Behavioral Techniques. And this is a specific step-by-step process that I coined many years ago that's transformed the lives of thousands of men. We have a closed inner circle mentorship. I mean, I'll give you an example. I had a guy a couple years back. He comes into this. He uses the exact MBT processes that I've been showing, that I've been teaching. Comes into this. His name's Kevin. Instantly, when he starts using these, he goes, Casey, went out on a date with this girl. I swear the stuff that you showed me is like witchcraft. To compared to guys who don't know this. This is his words. This is what he said word for word. Can you believe that? He literally compared it to witchcraft. He also then proceeds to say, hey, this girl that I'm seeing, basically have her right now on a string, meaning that she's following his lead, fitting his frame, going on dates. They're happy together. Like, this is the transformations and this is the successes that I've been seeing every single day for the past 4 or 5 years. If I don't show you this, I would almost feel selfish. So be sure to pop into that webinar down below. Hit the like button, guys, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.